On Tuesday night, Made in Chelsea's Jamie Laing took to the Great British Bake Off tent with comedian Tim Minchin, Scottish Conservative leader Ruth Davidson and singer Ella Eyre, all in aid of Stand Up to Cancer. And right on cue, the biscuit joke started rolling in thanks to the fact that Jamie comes from the McVitie's dynasty, famed for creating digestives. And the reality star, 29, was sure to inform his fellow contestants, as well as judges Prue Leith and Paul Hollywood, and hosts Noel Fielding and Sandy Toksvig, that his great-great-grandfather, Alexander Grant, invented Britain's favorite tea dunker 130 years ago. But the repeated history lesson seemed to irk fans who picked up on the fact that Jamie kept reiterating this family fact. "Oh, did your grandfather invent the digestive, Jamie? You barely mentioned it," came one viewer's sarcastic remark on Twitter. Another echoed, "Yes, Jamie, we get it, your great-great-grandfather invented the digestive." Now.shut.up. Someone else came up with a drinking game for the show. Take a shot every time Jamie mentions his grandfather invented the digestive. "Jamie, we get it, your great-grandfather invented the digestive biscuit," an exasperated fourth person pinned. In case everyone's missed it the other 10 times. Jamie's great-grandfather created the digestive biscuit, it's in his blood, a fifth posted. Did anyone know Jamie's grandfather invented the digestive? What a shocker, he should have mentioned it. Came another. Others found it much less offensive. "However, my grandfather invented the digestive, so it's in my genes." Jamie's dim but pretty adorable. Followed by, "My grandfather invented the digestive, so it's in my genes." Jamie is making this episode. Culinary heritage aside, Jamie's loaf cake failed to impress the judges, with Paul dubbing it the worst ever to be made in the famous tent. Having served what seemed to be raw cake mix to the judges, Prue was seen running off and spitting it out. "That's disgusting," she was heard uttering in disdain. "That has got to be the worst cake that has ever been baked in the tent," Paul declared. Interviewed outside the tent, ever chirpy Jamie looked on the bright side of the baking disaster. "Look at it this way, at least I have discovered a new mixture that no one has discovered before," he said, adding, "I still think I'm going to win it." He didn't, however. The star baker crown went to Ruth. Jamie's great-great-grandfather Alexander was a 22-year-old apprentice baker who, in 1887, presented himself at the bakery of Robert McVitie in Queensferry Street, Edinburgh, and asked for a job. Told there were no vacancies, he picked up a scone, examined it closely, and announced cheekily, "You canna mak scones in Edinburgh." Amused, McVitie relented and took on the young upstart. 5 years later, Grant created the digestive from a formula he always kept secret. The name came from the high content of baking soda, which was believed to aid digestion. Grant's creation was an instant bestseller, and in 1910, when Robert McVitie died with no heirs, Grant was made chairman and managing director of a firm that by then had factories in Edinburgh, London, and Manchester. Grant was later knighted and became a wealthy benefactor to Britain's first Labour Prime Minister, Ramsay MacDonald. Grant's only son died a bachelor, and the business, which became United Biscuits in 1948, passed to his son-in-law Hector Laing. Laing, Jamie's great-uncle and a close personal friend of Margaret Thatcher, oversaw a long period of aggressive expansion, including the 1982 acquisition of Terry's of York, before the firm was sold to private equity investors in 2000. Meanwhile, Jamie said when he first shot to fame on Mick that he was stopped in the street by Made in Chelsea devotees asking him to sign Biscuits wrappers.